Hail Rogue, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of a Twisted Halloween. They finally stopped the yard work, so I'm still outside though, and it's getting hot, even though it's like fucking supposed to be autumn, but whatever. We are on chapter 5, ready to go? A month later. 8 days until Halloween. Lecture hall. Are all Halloween Management Committee members present? Oh, we got Jade, Edia. All Pomfiore members are here. Heart Slabules accounted for. Ducey got here an hour early even. Wow, that's some dedication. I'll have to kick it up a notch. Haha. Speaking of dedication, it's not every day I see you in the flesh and not by way of video call, Edia. Yeah, I've got something to show you guys after this. I love Edia so much. Is this everyone? Malleus is ostensibly a committee member, but Silver and Sebek are out searching for him as we speak. I'm sure he'll be here any minute now. Someone forgot to invite him, I take it. Again. Hello. Sorry I'm late. Ah, there you are. That was quicker than I was expecting. I think that's actually everyone. Alright then, I hereby bring this Halloween Management Committee meeting to order. Let's start by hearing the progress report from Committee Chair Schoenheit, shall we? Certainly. We've got 8 days to go until the main event. Halloween week begins tomorrow. I'll give an overview of the stamp tour one last time. Now, this will continue every day until Halloween itself. Visitors who collect all 7 stamps can stop by the front gate for a sweet treat as a prize. We're gonna get tons of locals coming in, and we're giving out prizes to them? You're one generous guy, Head Mage. Considering how much we rely on the locals' goodwill the rest of the year, a small token of our own goodwill is the least we can offer. It's nothing fancy, mind you, just little bags of candy that cost less than a thaw mark each in total. It's the thought that counts, really. It's all about the sentiment. Cease this derailing and let me finish. The stamp tour will run from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. each day. Your booths are not to be left unattended during this time for any reason. We must be available to provide stamps to all visitors. Students on stamp shifts will be excused from class. 12 hours is a long stretch, so I expect each dorm to manage things in shifts. I'll have to shower as soon as I get back and rush to bed, or I won't last a week with this schedule. Man, 10 p.m.? That's when I usually start my day. Mood. Edia is such a mood. The month's been busy as it is. But I guess we'll have to buckle down and be ready to get even busier next week, huh? Managing venue preparations and putting together costumes were already quite daunting task. That last part especially. I should think so. I've been acting as management committee chair, and I'm Pomfiore's house warden. Expectations are naturally high. Our dorm embodies the spirit of beauty. I wouldn't stand for anyone calling our attire cheap. But all our travails were worth it. The costumes came out splendidly, if I do say so myself. Well, judging by the looks on everyone's faces, I take it you're all satisfied with your work? Absolutely. Savannah Claw's setup is incredible. I don't think anyone but our dorm could have pulled it off. Octavinelle, I don't know how to say that. Octavinelle sports highly unique decor. I'm sure you'll all find it quite enjoyable. I can't wait to show off our costumes. Please. There's no way any of you are outdoing our dorm's get-up. We were attentive to the max, down to the teensiest little detail. Good hustle, boys. And on that note, I say we take a tour and inspect each dorm's stamp tour venue and costumes. And I had better not see anything substandard. Is everyone ready to go? Yeah! There's nothing quite like seeing my little fledgling so full of pep. Every Halloween, our whole student body gets a surge of motivation. If only we could maintain that enthusiasm for the rest of the year. Shouldn't we get going? The venues are all over campus, so it's gonna take time to hit them all. Ah, yes, you have a point. Let us start by inspecting the location that Diasomnia prepared for this occasion, which was done without our permission, by the way. According to the documents you submitted beforehand, Diasomnia's selected venue was Ramshackle Dorm. I've always considered that old abandoned house to be the best suited place for Halloween by far. Abandoned? I feel bad for Tiger. All right, everyone, time for a Halloween tour. To be continued! Chapter 6, Weeping with Joy. We're starting at Ramshackle. Thank you for your patience. Please give Malleus and the others a little more time to get changed. Ha ha ha! Welcome, humans. Our house warden himself spearheaded our dorm's Halloween efforts. You do well to pay your respects personally. Sebek's always so, energetic. Has Malleus simply neglected to teach this cucumber any manners? He called him a cucumber. My apologies. He's even more excited than usual around this time of year. I am not overexcited. I merely state hard facts. When you lay eyes upon Malleus and Lilia in costume, you will be awestruck at their splendor. Sebek, don't put our guests on the spot. When you state the obvious, you make it harder for them to say anything in response. Sir, are you finished changing? Behold, this is the Halloween costume that Malleus Draconia, leader of Diasomnia, so brilliantly conceived. Beautiful! He looks so beautiful. I love it. It's adorable. Oh, Lilia, so cute. I just want to hug Lilia. He's so adorable. Even though he's like fucking 30 times my age. Our theme this year is the long. Well, are we not, as the kids say, rocking it? Last year, the dorm went with a more traditional ghost theme. But since I became a committee member for the first time this year, I thought it might be nice to mix it up a bit. I like to think we've crafted colorful, eye-catching costumes with an element of surprise. Yes, and I, for one, think he looks stunning. I've no doubt that the Eastern Dragons themselves must be weeping with joy at having you imitate them. I only see one figure weeping here, and that's Sebek. Thank you, Sebek. Actually, I should also thank you for your advice, Schoenheit. At first, I was skeptical. I thought that since you were a dragon already, dressing up as one would be fuck. I know that Jack Sparrow said this, and he said it so well, but how the fuck? Superfluous, I think. But you wore me down quite thoroughly with that hour-long impassioned speech about how longs are entirely distinct from dragons as we know them. They are, though. Longs dwell in the east. They have some similarities to dragons, like their horns, tails, and skin, but they're a completely different species. The wings are one giveaway, but even their skeletal structure is widely different. And technically speaking, longs wouldn't be categorized as fae. I got it the first time, thank you very much. Sorry about this. Malleus can be obsessive about these things. It reminds me of how animated Edia can get sometimes. Geeking out. That's the phrase you're looking for. What? Why call it that? I think it's nice. There's nothing geeky about sharing things you enjoy. The worst part is that I know you sincerely believe that. It's pretty cool, sure. But do you really want to steer this hard away from the spectral theme? Isn't the point of this to pass yourself off as a ghost that scares off real ghosts? You seem to be laboring under a misunderstanding. This costume represents the ghost of a long. It does? When we first started the stamp tour, students contented themselves with tossing bed sheets over themselves to look like ghosts. But some students began doing more with it. Others wanted in. The dorm started competing, and the affair grew fancier year by year. Now it's not uncommon to see ghosts of monsters as costumes. Meeting visitor expectations is essential in maintaining a long-running show. Friendly rivalries among students have given Halloween week that much more polish. Essentially, it's a competition. I get you. That sounds par for the course on this campus, that's for sure. The ramshackle dorm decorations are a motif based on a country that Lilia once visited. I've traveled far and wide in my time. But one particular eastern country I visited was full of legends about longs. In fact, one such long became a family's guardian spirit. When Malleus brought up wanting a long costume, I remember that tale and went from there. It's so cool and red and flashy. Isn't it though? The lanterns, clouds, and the long are all kept magically levitating. We'll be lighting the fires in the lanterns with magic as well. It's more striking to have them bobbing up and down, wouldn't you say? It adds to the realism. You have quite a few of those lanterns, don't you? You'll be keeping them aflame and afloat for an entire week. Frankly, no other dorm would have the magical power to sustain that. It's certainly a theme befitting a dorm with so many students specializing in practical spells. How wise of you boys to put your textbook learning to such skillful application. Bravo, Diasomnia. You perfectly embody what arcane academies are all about. Now let's move on, shall we? I believe the next closest destination would be the botanical garden that Hearts Labial chose. To be continued. I don't know why my allergies are starting to kick up. Ugh. Chapter 7. Nice and creepy. Botanical Garden. Hello, everybody. It's nice to have you. Step into our chilling conservatory. Doesn't look very chilling to me. But I like the jack-o'-lanterns. For Hearts Labial, we decided to go with graveyard decor. And for our costumes, it's actually really cool. I want one with Ace though. Check this out. Skellebones. I really want an Ace card wearing that. Ghost risen from the grave through sheer willpower. What? Oh, you mean skeletons. Those aren't bones on your costume, though. No, sir. They're white ribbons designed to look like bones. We agreed to decorate the garden like a graveyard and dress up as skeletons, but we had a hard time designing something that was realistic while also fun for Halloween. Deuce's idea was hilarious bad, let me tell you. He said skeletons should look dirty and grimy. And sure, that might have made it more convincing, but you try convincing anyone to dress like that. Your suggestion was just as bad, for the record. Anyway, Cater stepped up and shared some great insights. I'm always mashing that like button on cool displays I see on Magicam. It's great #inspo for the dorm's tea parties. Ribbons and lace are like a staple of picturesque decor, right? Just because we're going with skeletons as a theme, why ruin a perfectly good Halloween by making everyone roll around in the dirt or whatever? See this? Isn't it cute how you can see the heart made of roses underneath the ribbons? That was another bone pun. Please clap. Nobody's clapping. Not a single person is clapping for you. Just stop. Just stop, Cater. Get some help, please. We couldn't have pulled it off convincingly, and with respect for everyone's opinions, if not for Cater's skills and know-how. I'm satisfied that our costumes are both refined and fearsome, a perfect fit for a dorm embodying the spirit of strictness. Yep, you gotta have a horror vibe for Halloween. So we put extra effort into the decorations and made sure they came out nice and creepy. Ducey led the group of students that painted the styrofoam tombstones. Oh ho, it can't have been easy for a freshman to issue orders to his upperclassmen. My daily training helped with that, I guess. Whatever do you mean? It was all basically the same as what we're expected to do for unbirthday parties. Yeah, specifically the parts about following the rules to the letter, adding polish wherever possible, and never being late. Every Hearts Labial student's got all that stuff down pat. Without any crazy supplemental rules to follow, it was actually way easier than our usual prep work. Well, well, I'm impressed, Rosehearts. You do a fine job of keeping your students in line. Uh, I'm not constantly cracking a whip or anything, okay? Our students simply remain unified and carry out their duties at all times, like the card soldiers of yore. Isn't that right, everyone? Yes, House Warden. Yeah, they're definitely soldiers. Absolutely, boss. Sir, thanks to the tight ship you run, our Halloween preparations went off without a hitch. Hashtag heart labor. Hashtag we got decorations covered. Hashtag NRC Halloween. There we go. Hertzlabule is built around a famously strict set of rules. And you pulled off a creative twist on Halloween while adhering to them just the same. Very nice. Next up, let's visit the Alchemy Workshop. That's Octavanel's jurisdiction. You know, I actually didn't like Octavanel when I first started the game. I hated Ozil. Like, I hated him. But now he's really growing on me. Chapter 8. The ritziest by far. Alchemy Workshop. Welcome. Check it out. Halloween Octavanel style. Goodness. This is eerie. This could legitimately make kids cry. Right? If you think that's something, then Ozil and Jade's costumes are gonna knock your socks off. Our theme is... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dude, I love their costumes. Like, I could go without the hat, but I'm digging the whole, like, black nails and, like, the straps and stuff. I love it. The Mummified. And, like, the need for, like, 3 different belts. It's fashion, guys. I think calling them mummies would make it more intuitive. Since Ozil and I are both Halloween Management Committee members this year, we decided to go with the opposite of a merman for our costumes, a completely dried out mummy. It's something you could never pull off under the sea, so I'm totally on board with this. But it's hardly fun simply winding bandages around ourselves, so we decided to modernize the outdated mummy look with something more stylish. As for our decor, it is intended to resemble a mad scientist's laboratory. The vats in the back are supposed to look like cultivation tanks. They light up at night. We thought putting in some creepy mannequins would add to the atmosphere. Whoa, this is put together incredibly well. You have an eye for quality, Kaleem. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that a wealthy heir would. We had the costumes, the tanks, and everything else made professionally by only the best. After all, we have another pressing concern that the rest of the dorms don't. Namely, the Moisture Allowance Halloween menu. Dude. Wait, I thought all dorms would have the same budget for costumes and sets. They do. Making the most of limited resources is part of the school experience. I don't want any funny business with students spending money out of pocket, exceeding their budget, or otherwise circumventing the rules. Jade Leach is the student treasurer, and I've had him keep a close eye out for any such transgressions. Okay, makes sense. And you guys managed to hire outside help going solely on your original budget? Are you suggesting that I help them circumvent the rules? No, that's not what I meant at all. I wanted to spend my own money to go bigger and fancier with my dorm stuff, and I got told I couldn't. So I was wondering how you guys pulled it off. So we've piqued your interest. For the record, not a single dorm went over budget, Octavanel included. Our Halloween focus at Octavanel was exhaustive cost optimization. Meaning, we put restrictions on costume fabric colors and types, and we bought cloth in those colors in bulk to cut down on per-person costs. By leaving frayed edges as is and taking our other shortcuts, we were able to cut our tailoring man-hours considerably. As for the professional who made us custom tanks, they gave us a very generous quote in return for a long-term Mostro Lounge maintenance contract. For the lighting, we repurposed some older light fixtures from the dorm itself. Furnishing supplies from unused on-hand stock doesn't count as using pocket money. Clever, no? We painstakingly worked out which elements we could assemble at no cost, and which we couldn't. Our dorm spent every single bit of our budget on equipment and costumes, down to the last thaw mark. Any unspent budget for our dorms gets added to the expense pool for the party on the last day. If we're losing it anyway, why not spend it all? Man, that water tank is definitely the MVP. You got a discount on long-term lounge maintenance costs way past Halloween. Gotta hand it to you. That's slick. We were only focused on staying under budget. And yet you made such painstaking calculations that you used every single thaw mark in the budget. I wouldn't be so flippant. It simply means our Halloween display is the ritziest by far. I have to hand it to Octavanel. You guys know your stuff. You put together these professional-looking decorations and these striking costumes, all while preparing to run the lounge. Only Octavanel could handle this so resourcefully. I take my hat off to you. It's still on your head, Head Mage. Let's take a look at the Scarabia display next. I believe theirs was at the school store. To be continued. And we hit the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!